Hello and welcome back to the Snarky in the Suburbs podcast. Y'all, it's a lot. Today is going to be a lot. Instead of one huge Dear Snarky letter, I've got 3 mini Dear Snarkies. Like, they're not enough for a full letter, but they're enough for us to talk about. In the peeve department, it is a mega peeve. You are getting served up a deluxe peeve, and it's all about weddings. I've got 2 pages of notes, so you know it's gonna be delicious. And then in the snarky confession from the snarky confessional, y'all, we might not have time. We might not have time, but it's a good one. It's a good one. We'll just see how it goes. I want to apologize that there was like a hum through my last podcast because I had my air conditioning on. Because if the AC wasn't on, I would have perished. But apparently one person complained, and that's enough for me to turn off my air conditioner. So when you see sweat running down my face, okay, if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify or wherever, it's because I love you. And I don't want you to have to endure a hum. So turn my AC off. It's going to be bad. And I fear for my dog. I fear for my dog. But for you, anything. Okay, let's start with the mini snarkies. I got 3 of them. Okay, the first one I have in my notes, baby at nail salon. Okay, so anyways, this woman writes me, she owns a nail salon. And she said this mother and daughter were in with a very little baby, both getting pedicures. And the baby just was wailing the whole pedicure. Other people were giving, the mom and the grandma like side eye, like, why doesn't one of you take the baby out? Employees were giving the mom and the daughter side eye because you know what? No one blames a screaming infant. They blame the 2 people that came in with the screaming infant. And so she said she finally had to ask, can we pause the pedicure and can one of you put on flip-flops and like maybe take the baby out, like calm the baby down? They refused to do so. And then they went on this huge explosion of verbiage and said that, how dare you not support, mothers, and this whole salon's not supportive of mothers, whatever. So she's really worried. And like the woman threatened to post it on social media. Because, of course, we live in 2025, and that's what you do. You threaten to post something on social media. Oh, if you see my arm, it doesn't look that red. If you're watching, I couldn't get a Sharpie off my arm. There you go. It's not a wound. It's not a wound. Okay, so back to this. So she's like, what should I do? She's like, it's a thread. It's just like hanging over my head. And I'm like, well, you don't need to worry about it and hope she does post it because then it will go viral and all the comments will agree that one of them should have left with the screaming baby and as in removed the screaming baby from the nail salon and tried to calm it down. Plus, you will get a ton of comments saying, why the hell would anyone bring a newborn, an infant, into a nail salon with all those odors? The grinding of those fake nails, whatever, that acrylic odor. I mean, I go, she'll get blasted from here to kingdom come. So go ahead and fingers crossed and hope that she does post that on social media. But there's a bigger picture here, people. A bigger picture that we're going to talk about. I'm really tired of people not realizing that when you have a child, your life will change. You are not going to have the same life you did before because you have a child, okay? Even when you get a pet, your life changes. Like, I will not leave my dog alone in the house because we don't crate her because she doesn't like the crate. And whatever that dog doesn't like, I don't do. No, I'm kidding, but really, we've never crated our dogs, so I'm kind of anti-crate. But I understand when there's a need for a crate, and I understand that dogs feel very comfortable in crates, but enough about that. So like my husband and I were going to go see Mission Impossible. I'm like, well, how long is it? Plus the previews, we're going to be gone like 3-something hours. I go, we got to come straight home after that. I just don't like to leave my dog. She's like, not a puppy because she's over a year old, but she's not 2 yet. So, you just adapt your life to the living being that you are taking care of. Sidebar, I'm already sweating. I feel like I could swoon. But for you, no AC. Okay, back to the story again. I just don't understand, why the grandma wouldn't stay home with the baby while the mama got her nails done. I don't get that at all. And if grandma needed her nails done so badly, or pedicure, whatever, why wouldn't she come in when she wasn't with her daughter and her granddaughter? I don't know if it was a daughter. A grandson. I don't know. But just say the grandbaby. I don't get that. I don't get that. And this isn't a new thing. It's not like, oh, millennials. No, it's not that. Because when I was young and birthing children, my husband we would tag each other. You're it. Tag in, tag out. Like I would go see a movie by myself, and then my husband would stay home with the baby. And then when I got back from the movie, he would go see the movie. And let me tell you, did I enjoy going to a movie by myself? Hell yeah, I did. I get the big bucket of popcorn. I didn't have to share. No one's hand was reaching into my bucket. I would be drinking my large Diet Coke and my popcorn, and it was a little slice of heaven. And then you see people at movies with their babies. Y'all, just leave the baby tag team. One of you come to the movie, one of you stay home. Do not bring your baby to a movie because that's a lot to ask for a baby. And a lot of movies are so loud. Like, why? Don't bring your baby. And then this never fails. People that don't get up when their baby is screaming, like they're just going to let the baby cry it out. They're not going to get up and leave. I see it at restaurants too. Their baby's really upset, or a child's really upset. They keep on shoving food in their pie hole. Not one of them gets up and takes that child outside that's in distress. No, they're just going to eat. How anybody could eat without getting indigestion or sick to their stomach when their child is like losing their mind in a restaurant, I don't know. But you know what? Adapt. You have a child, your life has changed. Admit your life has changed. Like, I think the worst parents are parents that refuse to admit their life has changed. We're not changing our life since we've had children. The hell you are. How do you raise kids without changing your life? Are you still going to sleep till noon? I don't think so. Not with a baby. So yeah, in conclusion of that mini snarky, yeah, she should hope that woman posts something about, well, our baby was in the nail salon and this lady wanted us to leave because our baby was just crying for a little bit. People will come for the woman. And everyone will have your back. Every single one. And like I said, there'll be a lot of stuff about the chemicals and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I will be looking for that on social media. Come on, TikTok. Don't let me down. I hope she posted on TikTok. Because people go in for it at TikTok. I will make an observation, though, about TikTok compared to Instagram. I hate to say, I like my TikTok comments better than the comments I get on Instagram. I don't know. I feel like TikTok is maybe more me. I'm just going to throw that out there, okay? All right, now, this one really got to me. The second mini snarky. It's about damaged kitchen countertops. Okay, so this woman DMs me. I think it was TikTok. And she has a problem with a friend because her friend was having some party, and she asked her other friend, the woman who wrote me, hey, can you bring a vegetable platter to the party? And she said, sure. But instead of making it at her house, and I asked her in a follow-up, I go, why didn't you just make the freaking vegetable platter at your house and then drive it over to the party? She made it at her friend's house, and her excuse was, well, we live an hour away. Well, you know what? That's why God invented coolers. Stick it in a freaking cooler. I don't know. So she brings all the chopping, all the veggies, and a friend was helping her. They were chopping fruit and veggies. Y'all, this could just be me, but I don't think so. This woman and her friend chopped fruit and vegetables on a kitchen counter in someone's house. Okay, not their own home, without cutting boards. They chopped fruit and vegetables without cutting boards. Are you kidding me? Well, you can guess what happened to the kitchen countertops. There's chop marks everywhere, all over the kitchen counter. So her friend, upon seeing that, got really, really mad. It's like, oh my God, finally said, I think you should pay for this to be fixed. And then she got upset with her friend, and a bunch of other stuff ensued. And then she sent me stuff, which I think she took down before I could read it. It was different videos because apparently she'd done TikToks about this. And I think she was upset with me because my response was, if someone had come into my home and chopped on my kitchen counter with a knife without using a cutting board, I would have lost my mind. No. I mean, even at a young age, as soon as your children can start using knives, okay, even like a butter knife, cutting board. I mean, everyone knows to use a cutting board. You don't go rogue. You don't go freestyle and just chop on the kitchen counter. Kitchen counters are expensive. And I don't care if wasn't marble or something where they have to buff it out. I don't care if it was a cheap laminated kitchen countertop, which is even worse, by the way. You just don't do that. I would have been upset. I would have been like, what? What? And she said, well, we couldn't find cutting boards. Well, use your words and ask, excuse me, where's your cutting board so we can cut this? So I think she was mad at me because she took down, like I said, the stuff she had left for me to look at, the TikToks. But I can't believe that. And she's like, it kind of ruined the friendship and blah, blah, blah. And then other people helped this woman pay for her kitchen countertops to get, like, I don't know, buffed, sanded, whatever. And so, she, she's afraid that has ruined the friendship. And I'm like, y'all, I don't mean to sound petty. It would ruin my friendship. That's a hostile act, to come into someone's home with a knife. Boom, boom. And chop on a kitchen countertop without a cutting board. I can't fathom that. And I even ran it by my husband. He's like, who would do that? I go, animals, right? They're animals. And he's like, that's really bad. He goes, so I want to know what you guys think, because I'm sorry, but I'm with your friend who's really upset. The first thing that should have come out of your mouth is, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Please get an estimate and let me pay you. First thing. That is not the first thing out of her mouth. So she was upset that her friend was upset. I'm like, no, no, you're not the hero of this story. I need input on that. Y'all let me know what you think. Then, and this I find semi-hilarious. Okay. Again, sweating people, because of no AC. Hope you enjoy not hearing a buzz. Bzz, you're welcome. Like the back of my neck. I feel the sweat running down my back. But no buzz. Okay, so the next one was this grandma. I think she's been a grandma for 4 years and has changed her name 3 times, what she wants her grandkids to call her. And now she wants to change her name again. So that would be 4 name changes. This woman writes me, she says, is this ridiculous? I'm like, actually, I've never heard of a grandma ever changing her name. And they were cute names. I think she started out with Mimi, and then she wanted maybe Gigi, and then she wanted another one that I don't remember. And she was, what should I do? I go, and these kids are little. Okay, she's not even grandma for 4 years, and there's 2 kids. And I go, I would tell, of course, it's the mother-in-law, so it makes it a little more difficult. So I would have your son tell her, you know what, in the world I live in, I would just tell my mother-in-law. Do I want to wait for my husband to do anything? Absolutely not. Do I want everyone to know that I'm in control of the situation and don't cross me? I'm not going to be afraid to talk to my in-laws. No. I said stuff, people. Stuff was said. Okay, so if it was me, I would just go to my mother-in-law and go, look, it's confusing the kids. They don't know what to call you now. They're very confused. Last chance. Whatever name you now pick, we're not changing it. Or I told her I just wouldn't change it. Just go, no, they're already confused. We're sticking, with the last name. That's it. And then if the mother-in-law / grandma goes behind your back and then does a 4th name change, I would just have the grandkids call her by her first name, her legal name. And when the grandmother, mother-in-law complains, why are they calling me Janet? Go, well, that's your legal baptismal name, and it's official, so you can't change that. So your grandkids are just going to call you Janet now. Okay? Yeah, that's crazy. Have you ever heard of a grandma changing her grandma name? It's like she's got, the oldest kid is 4 years old. She's got, every year it's a name change. That's a lot for, toddlers and preschoolers to absorb. And what's wrong with just being called grandma? I don't know. Although I have a friend who's Go-Go, that's her grandma named Go-Go, and I love that. That would fit me perfectly. I believe I am a Go-Go. Okay, my mom, she had to be called grandmother because she doesn't like grandma, so everyone had to call her grandmother. I think she thought it sounded fancy, and I guess it did. Okay? All right, those are my mini snarkies. Now, let me fan myself to dry the sweat off my face, people. Oh my God. I'm sorry I'm complaining so much about being hot, but y'all, I hate being hot. Does anybody like being hot? I don't know. Yeah, some people probably. Okay, so then we're going to move on to my peeve. It's a 2-page peeve, people. Granted, it's a very big font, and I don't know why the font is so big because, I have my glasses on, but still. Let's go to it. And it is freaking weddings. It is weddings. And I also talk to a wedding planner. That's always juicy. And I've thought about this a lot. And weddings, I think the guests that go to weddings that are invited to weddings are like extras in a movie. They're like extras. You have to wear this. This is your eating time. You have to do this. You have to do that. They're not like guests. You are planning this environment for photos, whatever, your vision. Your vision and your guests are just extras in the vision. And honestly, I have been to very few weddings that are that good anymore. I'm sorry. It's just like, they're like a chore. It's a chore. And not many of us get a wedding invitation. You go, yay, I can't wait to go to this wedding. We're like, sorry, brides. It's on you. It's on you. Okay, so my wedding planner friend gave me a list of some of her favorite demands that have been on wedding websites. And then brides put it on like wedding cards, like in the invitation. And she would advise never to do that. But as a wedding planner, you can advise, but they don't have to do it. Here, let's go through these. And as I'm reading these, ask yourself, are these people being invited? Are they being treated as welcome guests? Or are they more like extras in a movie? Okay. This is a list of instructions, and I'm just going to call them demands. It's almost like a hostage situation. If you are not invited to the wedding, it's like a hostage situation. Okay, first, when things are going to get done. Time to arrive, time to depart. Here you go. Many brides, she said, now have a time to arrive. So let's say the wedding starts at 7. They're closing the doors to the church at 6:30 or wherever that ceremony is being held. Those doors are closed at 6:30. So you are basically locking in your guests for 30 minutes before the wedding starts. Now you may be thinking, honey, Sherry, darling, they're just doing that because people always get there late. Well, people get there late, close the doors at like 5 minutes till 7 or right at 7. You're not going in. But to make your guests sit in a church for 30 minutes to wait for the wedding to start? No, I don't like it. Like everyone. So I know some people like to get there early. Maybe they're going to get there, 15 minutes early. That would be me. But 30 minutes locked down at a church or wherever you're having your little wedding ceremony, 30 minutes. Then there's a time to leave the ceremony. She said several brides have done this, and they put on their website or whatever. Please stay seated in the church for 30 minutes after the wedding while we take pictures. So now you're locked in the church for another 30 minutes after the wedding. I'm like, it's like a hostage situation. And I guess they want all the people in the seats so they can get more wedding photos with the back of people's heads that are the guests. I don't get it. Or are they locking the people in the church so they can leave and take pictures so they don't get to the reception, like right after the wedding? I don't know. I do know I don't like it. Okay, then this one is like, get over yourself, people. There's a time to leave the wedding, and some bride and grooms are now putting on their wedding website. And a card enclosed with the invitation. Please refrain from leaving the reception until the bride and groom have departed. So I guess they want everybody butts in seats or whatever until the bride and groom decide to leave. No, people have lives. People have children to get home to. People have pets to get home to. Me, I'm not staying until the bride and groom decide they want to leave. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I'm telling you, if I got any of this on a wedding invitation or on a website, I wouldn't go. I would just be like, no, I'm not going because I'm not going to be a hostage or an extra on a movie. Okay, then guest attire. We're going deep on this. Deep, because I am steamed. Okay, guest attire. No white, no black, no red, no pastels because they can photograph white. No blue because that's what the bridesmaids' dresses are. No silver, no gold. She said this was recently on a wedding website. We'll get to the color white, but give me a second. Then there's also ones that say no flip-flops. Men must be in suits or blazers. Women should wear dresses that are T-length or longer. Please abstain from revealing clothing and remember the solemnity of the occasion. If you have to put that on your wedding website, I get it, but maybe don't invite the people that want to wear flip-flops to your wedding. And in defense of the flip-flop, which I personally hate as a shoe choice at all, especially on planes, I don't want to see feet, people, cover them up. If you're inviting older guests, they may have to wear like a very open-toed shoe. They could have leg issues, leg surgery. Who knows? But yeah, if you're having to say that, just don't invite those guests, okay? But the whole women should wear dresses that are T-length or longer. Please abstain from revealing clothing. Is it at a strip club or is it at a church? I mean, come on. Come on. And I know people are going to say, humanity is that dumb. You have to say that now. Do you? Do you? Okay, now, we're going to talk about the color white. And I'm telling you right now, it is being used as a battering ram by brides. Some of you that follow me on TikTok and Instagram, and you have to, or how else would you have found out about the podcast? So I posted this letter about the mother of the groom who didn't want to be that mother-in-law and let her soon-to-be daughter-in-law, the bride, wanted to approve what she was going to wear to the wedding. And her mom, the mother of the bride, also wanted to approve. This woman went through 14 dresses. 14 they didn't approve. So finally someone in the letter said, not me, my advice was terrible. Said, why don't you let your son choose? Like narrow it down to 2 and let your son pick what you're going to wear to the wedding. So he did pick, and then the bride and the mother bride got really mad. And I showed the 2 dresses that the mother of the groom showed her son, and then people just went off on these dresses. And I was going to block him because I don't want anybody that dumb on my social media. I mean, I have some standards, people. And one of the dresses, they said was white. There was white on it. Y'all, it had a silver background and it was covered with flowers. There was no white on that dress. It was like a light silver background with the flowers. It was a beautiful dress. Absolutely gorgeous. I would totally wear it. And people were like, there's white on that. There's white. One, there was no white, and even if it was white, it's like slivers of white. It has it's a gorgeous floral design. It has, the background, it would be slivers of white. So what, no one can wear any white? You can't wear, like, if you were going to wear like a gingham dress, I don't know, maybe it's a picnic theme wedding, whatever, because of the white dots, you can't like wear white polka dots. You can't wear any white whatsoever. No, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Actually, I've heard dumber, but it's up there, people. It's way, way up there. And then the other dress was light blue. And they're like, oh, you can't wear white blue. Just like it is said here. It's going to photograph white. Oh my God, the vapors. Okay, I'm having a heart attack. Someone wore a pastel to a wedding. It might photograph white. People need to get the hell over themselves. If you are that manic about anyone wearing like any white, any white, and this is hard for me because I had all my bridesmaids in white dresses and my mother-in-law wore cream. Did I care? Was anyone going to mistake my mother-in-law for the bride? No, they were not. My mother wore a lovely shade of pink, like a rosy pink. Oh, she looked amazing. So yeah, it's just like, you're looking for stuff to be a huge pain in the butt about. You are looking for stuff to be offended about, and you're looking for stuff to be a bitch about. I mean, no. If you are that focused on anyone having a smidge of white, then I'm going to say that you need therapy. And if you are so afraid if anyone wears just a little bit of white that they're going to think that that person's the bride, again, you need therapy. I mean, how insecure must you be that you're freaking out that someone has like, an inch of white on? People in my comments apparently about that. Oh, there's white here, there's white there. No, I mean, there's a ton of comments, but I was blocking some of those people because I'm like, if you're that person, I do not want you on any of my social media accounts. Go away, run like the wind. I don't want you. Yeah, it was a block bonanza. And then I have like carpal tunnel and my wrist got tired. So I took a break from blocking. But oh my God. What has happened? I tell you right now, if my daughter was that insecure that she was freaking out about the color white, I as a mother would think I had failed. I had not raised my daughter right. I had failed her. Okay? Because that is just like, it's so many red flags. It's a red flag that you're highly insecure. It's a red flag that you're a bitch. It's a red flag that you're always one of those people that's looking for something to be mad about or disappointed in. Like, that's your personality. Nothing's ever good enough. Or, I'm a victim. Someone wore a little patch of white to my wedding. Oh my God, it's ruined. Ugh, those people are the worst. And whoever you're marrying, good luck to that human being. Yeah. It's terrible. It's absolutely horrible. And if you're one of those people, I don't like you. And I talked to my wedding planner friend. And I said, she's never going to come on my podcast until she says she's retired because she doesn't want to lose all her business. And I'm like, that is a really smart decision because she probably would. Because she's very blunt to me. So yeah, I can't, that it boggles the mind. And as many of you know, my mind is tired of being boggled. Can it just not be boggled? It's wrong. It is absolutely wrong. It's just like, get over yourself. People are going to wear like a smidge of white. They're going to wear check. They're going to wear plaid. It's going to be in the background of a floral dress. Just shut up. Shut up. And if you're focused on that when you're getting married, your wedding's doomed. Doomed. Pardon me, I'm having America's favorite 0-calorie beverage, a Diet Coke from McDonald's. Yeah, doomed. So, get ready to return those gifts. Okay, now, speaking of gifts, that was my segue. So my wedding planner friend said that the gift thing has gotten out of control. She goes, gratitude is dead. She goes, gratitude is gone. She goes, weddings cost so much. She goes, it's made people excessively greedy. I agree on the greedy. Things that have been on wedding websites. Gifts. Please only buy gifts off the bridal registry, even if you think you know us very well. No surprises, please. Okay. Then, please mail gifts to the address listed on our website and refrain from bringing gifts to the church or reception venue. If you bring gifts to the church or reception, they will be left there. No! Once again, are you a valued and beloved guest? Are you an extra on a movie set? And you have to do what the director says. They're going to leave a gift there. So if your Aunt Sally, comes from the retirement home with a gift that she's very excited to bring to the wedding and she leaves it there, you're not picking it up? You don't want it? It's like, ew, no, a gift brought to the wedding? We don't want it. Ugh. What's wrong with people? I always say that, and then I go, well, we know a lot is wrong with people. And then it finishes up with this. This is the zinger. End of the guest request zinger on a wedding website. If this proves difficult or confusing to you, cash is always appreciated. Please see the Venmo QR on this website. Let's break this down. Okay, if someone wants to bring a gift to your wedding, they're probably older, okay? They're not going to do the Venmo QR code on your website. I can tell you that. This is horrible. If I saw that, I would not attend the wedding and I would not send you a gift, which you are always supposed to send a gift. If you see anything like this, okay, you have permission to not send a gift. In fact, you should not send a gift as protest to this kind of BS. I mean, I get it. You want gifts you've registered for. You're going to get some gifts you didn't register for, and you're going to live through it, and it's going to be okay. People cared enough to send you a gift. Also, as my wedding planner friend pointed out, and it's a great thing to point out, a lot of these bride and grooms, these couples, they don't put cheap enough gifts on the wedding website. Maybe somebody only has $50 to spend. Maybe they only have 25. Okay, people have budgets. Maybe they're young. Maybe they're old and on a fixed income. So maybe they're going to go, I'm going to get them $25 and it's going to be this picture frame or it's going to be this. Maybe that's all they have to spend. So they have to go off your wedding website because you don't have anything that's $25. There's that. So if you want stuff just off your wedding website, you need to put cheaper stuff on it. And then she says, when people do put less expensive stuff on it, they don't put enough of it. So like when somebody goes on, like, all the stuff that was like $50 is gone. You have to put enough on there. You can't just be like, I'll put a couple on there, but I don't want any $50 gifts. I mean, it's just horrible. So she goes, that's a huge problem. And if anyone was going to be that ungrateful and that picky and that big of a bitch that they would leave presents, the bride and groom. Oh, because I did get a comment. Quit saying bitch. It's like misogynist because you're talking about women. No, I call men bitches all the time. I am an equal opportunity bitch caller. So whoever left that comment, back off. bitch. Okay. So yeah, I'm scared. All of this scares me. None of this makes me feel good. All of this scares me. And here's like the deal. If someone's coming to your wedding, they don't even want to have a good time. I've given up of having a good time at wedding. Here's what I want to happen. I want the wedding ceremony to start on time. I do not want to be locked in a church for 30 minutes before the ceremony starts. And a lot of people can't hold their bladder that long. If you're locked in the ceremony 30 minutes before the wedding starts, then you're in there for the ceremony. Then you have to stay another 30 minutes. You can't leave. They lock you in there for another 30 minutes. I'm sorry, but I don't know if I can hold my bladder for that long, especially if I had like a diet soda in the car. Couldn't do it. I'd have to go to the bathroom. Just try to stop me. Just try to stop me. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And it is more like a hostage situation. So I want to go to a wedding and not feel like I'm a guest. Okay, I want to feel like I'm a guest, sorry. I don't want to feel like I'm an extra on a movie set of your wedding. I don't want to feel like I'm in a hostage situation where I'm being like shuttled and locked into different rooms. I want to go to the wedding ceremony. Then I want to go to reception. I don't want to have to wait in a vestibule or foyer situation or just some empty room while the bride and the groom take 2,000 photos of themselves. Okay, and then they finally show back up and you've been waiting for an hour to get into, where the food is or, water, or a cocktail or something. I don't want to do that. I want to go to the wedding ceremony, then be able to go into a reception. I don't want to hear a bunch of long-winded toasts from people that have had too much to drink. I don't want to hear that, okay? So I want to, forget the sit-down food. I don't want to be trapped at a table. Just give me a little nosh here and there. And then I want to walk the room, okay? Kiss, hug, blah, blah, blah. And then I want to leave. I don't want to have to wait till the bride and groom leave until I leave. No one wants that, okay? No one wants that. And I may stay longer at the wedding. I'm not saying I'm just going to go to the, wedding reception and get a nosh or two, have a glass of champagne and leave. No, because I like to wait for the cake. Wedding cake's my favorite. But you can't tell people when they can leave. You don't own the person. So the hours between when you want your wedding butts and seats, this example would be 6:30. You don't own that human being from 6:30 to when the bride and groom leave. People still have free will, and they should be able to exercise that at your wedding. It's absolutely horrible. I'm exhausted from that rant. And people, was there a buzz? Because I have been perspiring profusely. And thankfully, I do have on clinical strength deodorant. I'm exhausted. We're way into this. And I was going to go, we're going to have to wait on the confession. And I'm sad because it's a good one. But it will hold. It will hold. And then I even have a big thing about the bridal imprint. Okay, I'll do it really fast, but it needs a longer format to do it justice. But I'll give you a nibble, a taste, and maybe in the weeks ahead we'll come back to this. So anyways, my wedding planner friend was telling me that she, in 30 minutes of her first meeting with bride, mother, whatever, interviewing her to be wedding planner, and she said she turns people down because she goes, a lot of times she's like, this is gonna be just a train wreck, and she doesn't want to be any part of it. She can tell of the relationship the bride has with her mother. She goes like that. Because the bride will imprint on the wedding planner. So she imprints on me and I'm like her mom. Like the wedding planner becomes her mom. She totally imprints because she has such a terrible relationship with her own mother. Or she imprints on the wedding planner because she wants the wedding planner to protect her from her mom. And then I did have a friend, oh God, this was years ago, that owned a bridal shop. And she said, yeah, when a wedding planner walks in with the mother and daughter, many times, not always, but many times, it's because the wedding planner's a referee between the mother and the daughter. So she's like, yeah, the bridal imprint thing is fascinating. I go, well, what do you do if someone like imprints you on that? Is that like a red flag? Is that this, the wedding's going to be a hot mess? And she said, no, it just, depends. And she said, and if she didn't take weddings where the bride imprinted on her, she said she wouldn't have a business. And then she also said, and we'll go deeper in this later, y'all, because it was fascinating. And then she said, like after the wedding, many brides keep on coming back to her. Like, oh, you did a great job. Oh, do you want to do lunch? Oh, do you want to do that? Because they've imprinted on her. And she said, that imprint just kind of has to run its course. But she goes, it takes a long time. So to me, that was very interesting. Like the wedding planner is like protecting the bride from her mom, or helps give the bride a voice. And I'm like, well, that's worth, the money to have a wedding planner right there, if you ask me. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Weddings are crazy. They've gotten out of control. And this is the last of my PSA. If you're a bride, no one's that excited about going to your wedding. Okay? No one is that thrilled. No one wants a list of rules or hostage demands or whatever to attend your wedding. No one wants it. Okay? You need to treat your guest like a guest. And if you cannot do that, then, run off to the courthouse or take a destination wedding, just the two of you. But we're tired of weddings. We're tired of weddings. We're tired of brides. We're tired of grooms. We're tired of mother of the brides. We're tired of we're tired of it. We're tired of it. Because you, brides, the bridal industry, grooms, whatever, have worn out your welcome. Okay. Yeah, big bridal. They've had a hand in this. We're just tired. We're worn out. We don't want to go to your wedding. We don't want to go. And if you send us a bunch of instructions like this, and again, they're more like demands, I'm not going, and I'm not even sending a gift. And for a woman at my age not to send a gift, that's terrible. I'm the ones that should be sending the gifts immediately after receiving the invitation. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Y'all, I've yacked so much. I'm not even going to do the Snarky Book Club. I'm not going to do it. I'm hot. I'm worn out. My heart's racing because I've been so emotional. So we'll catch up with that the next time. But thank you for listening to me rant. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't agree with me, let me know. Not really. But if you did agree with me, let me know. And I want to know about those little snarkies. Especially y'all, the damaged countertops. I can't get over that. Someone just coming into your kitchen, whack, 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 with a knife and not going, where's the cutting board? I don't see a cutting board. No, no. That doesn't give me as big as chills of being at one of these weddings that have this, but it's up there. So let me know, because reading your comments is the most fun part. And if you're like, I'm an Apple, how do I leave a comment? Just go over to YouTube. Don't even watch it. Just boom, 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 boom. Put in your comment. Okay? Thanks. Love you.